terrible, isn't it?
Makeup, right?
Don't do that. I know. I don't actually. That's leftovers because I don't have any on today.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
We're live again. Thanks for joining us. Oh, look, there's somebody. Somebody's joining us.
Yay. We got two.
We got two people. It's so exciting to see that, isn't it?
It really is. It kind of
two people think we're special.
It validates that we're not literally talking to ourselves here. So.
All right. Well, I know we're up to 5 people. We're super excited. Hi. Make sure you post something and say hello to us so we know who's watching. But Lisa and I are here again today. Can you believe we are on week 4 already of the
Kimberbell
Kimberbell
how this all happened.
Love Notes? It's gone crazy.
Hi, Deb.
Hi, Janie. Shirley.
Okay. I took my glasses off and now I can't see anything. It's not fair. So I don't know about you, but I've had a lot of fun. I mean, I knew I was going to like it because it's made by Kimberbell, but it's so cute.
It is.
It's just so cute.
It is so
And
the embellishments, that little
Sarah is an overachiever for any of you who did not already know that.
I was an underachiever last week. I felt really bad. I did. I slept.
But being home this weekend obviously gave you a little bit of a little buffer there.
While
so
I was painting my shopping cart.
Yes, she inherited, I guess is the
did.
lack of a better word, a shopping cart, which was, of course,
it was blue.
It was ugly, just like they all are.
Yeah,
it is no longer ugly.
Now it's purple glitter, and I think it'll be perfect in the sewing room so I can shop. You know, maybe it'll feel like I'm at the store when I can't go to the store. I'll just go from one little corner. It's kind of sad that my room is big enough to do that. I mean, it's good, right? We might be slightly obsessed.
Maybe the one I have on down in my garage needs to be painted.
Yeah.
And
I'll give you the 411 on the paint.
I could totally add rhinestones on the handle or something.
Yes,
we
absolutely.
could totally bling it out because that's going to be the new thing.
Yeah.
You guys can bring your blinged shopping carts in for shopping in here.
Yeah, special.
We'll totally help you fill it. Totally,
absolutely.
we're your girls.
We're that kind of friend. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Sorry, we got completely off track here. So we were talking about this week's Kimberbell Love Notes, and it is so cute.
It really is. So this is the largest block that we are creating for this. It is done in a couple steps. So you're going to actually create the pocket portion first. So you have this yay long zipper to make this little tiny pocket. It feels such a waste.
Yeah.
So if you have, extra zipper heads, maybe you can attempt to feed that back in and make use of some of your extra stuff laying around the house because it's such a cute. I hate to throw that out. I mean, I got to find some use for it, right?
You do have to be a little careful. You have to be a little more careful in the embroidery machine than the gals who are sewing. They kind of have an advantage here. They can be a little bit more
place that needle exactly where they want instead of guessing where it's going to exactly end up. So definitely a little bit easier there. So hi, Judy.
Hi.
So this was very easy. It was actually everything this week's was very straightforward. There wasn't really anything complicated at all.
Except for you have to cut that stabilizer when you're doing that in the hoop. And so if anybody is new to Kimberbell, she has you cut your stabilizer. You just make a slit right through there.
I still remember the first class I ever took from her, and it was literally, she's like, okay, and it stitched this straight line across. Now everybody get your scissors out and cut that stabilizer, and I'm not exaggerating. The entire class went, huh? I mean, you want me to do what? I mean, that's like the backwards thought process of everything we ever do, right?
Yeah.
But nope, not this time around. So, but what that's going to give you is, and I don't know if you guys will be able to tell, but I have an actual smooth seam. I guess you can't really see that super well there. But this seam right here for the pink is actually a folded edge, so there's no raw edges in there. So that's where that fold is coming from. You're literally going to cut the hole and then tuck and dive. And then tape that in place.
Tape it really well.
And then, of course,
Kimberbell tape.
Don't forget to move your zipper when you are putting it into here and centering that so that it doesn't, you need that zipper head in the middle, not over here. So you want to actually have an open close option in there. So not complicated, just a little different.
Yeah, definitely read your instructions for that because
so sorry, pardon.
You also want to make sure that you don't get your needle or your foot stuck on
the zipper
teeth. Yeah.
Yep. So if you had come in, we talked about that a little bit. You want to make sure that those teeth are cut short enough not to come past that white stitch, but long enough to get caught in there, because you want to make sure that it's going to be good and secure so that you do actually have a working zipper.
Do you want to come say hi, Hayden?
He just kind of walked right past us, kind of ignored us. So,
hey everyone, thank you for coming to see me.
He knows the truth, right?
Yeah,
he's everybody's favorite. So, as he's giggling as he walks by. So that was, like I said, the largest block that you're going to be stitching. Not complicated, just follow the directions. Everything is pretty much straightforward.
The 2-part.
Yep, 2 parts. You're going to make the zippered pocket first, and then take that out of the hoop, put the larger piece of background fabric in, and then build from there.
And for those of you that are doing this traditional machine applique, you're also going to do this in 2 parts, and your instructions are going to be written as such. So you're going to make the little zipper first, and then you're going to make sure that you put it on. The one thing that I would caution you about in the hoop, the whole zipper is still together. You ate more pecans. It's like the Kimberbell pecans. So, in the hoop, we have the whole zipper in place, and then really specific instructions to make sure that we don't either pull the zipper pull off or cut it with the inside and out. And you don't quite have that acknowledgement or reminder when you're sewing it yourself at your sewing machine. So if you go ahead and you trim that block up, just make sure that your zipper pull is obviously inside there. And
where
then
it's going to be over the pocket piece
right.
itself.
And then when you trim it, because it's not in the hoop taped down, don't pull it all the way across, because then again you have a really decorative piece and you might say bad words.
It's a pocket, but it won't close.
Right.
So let's have functional pockets, and we'll all be super happy. The other pieces that you're going to be sewing this week are your mailboxes. So again, we are repeating. It's the same 3. As we've talked about before, I have been doing my quilting ahead of time. So I do have my little flags here already stitched down, and that's because I've already quilted. If you are not doing that, do not put those down yet. You want to make sure that all of that quilting will be nice and easy to go around. So you'll see that here she does not have those. She's got the X for where they go, but not the actual piece sewed down, because she's still got all of that quilting to do. So I'll be ahead of you soon. Show off. So super easy, actually very, very straightforward blocks. For myself, I did that quilting. It's the same background quilting on all 3. And twice, you can tell I stitch late at night, and I'm not really awake when I do it. Twice, I started stitching with the wrong color, whatever was left over from the previous. Yeah, and then I had to unsew. So don't do that. So again, I'm, making those mistakes for you so that you don't have to. So what I did was I created that piece that fit, and I saved it in my machine's memory. And then I pulled up the mailbox and I saved that in the machine's memory. So I was easily able to just pop back and forth. I didn't have to recreate or go through the 12 folders that are in the Love Notes,
She has a lot of folders.
Love Notes, Section 4.
Which one?
Which one? And then
PES
and then, yeah. So I just eliminated that when I was doing a repeated piece. I did the same thing with the typewriters, and I just popped that in my machine memory, and then it was super easy and fast to pull that back up. So just a little tip for making things go a little bit faster. If you're going to be repeating something, that machine memory is super helpful for that.
It is very, very helpful and so easy to use. So
yes,
just
hit
that
a little button and good to go.
Yes.
The only thing, so you guys heard me grumble last week after I cut my one block, and you'll see that I restitched it. That I did not put my post right at the bottom of my piece of fabric. I had actually centered it and cut around it, and then went, oh crap, because I realized it literally just as I was finishing. And I looked at it and went, that's not right. So make sure that you are doing that. And then what's actually going to happen is the post itself, you have that satin stitch that's right at the bottom. You are going to sew that into the seam. So again, Miss Smarty Pants over here has that done, and you can see that there is no satin stitch here. So it's actually been sewn right into that seam and then pressed open so that it's
and that's a little easier to see on the back. So I can't see because now I'm too short. Do I have it about?
Nope, up a little
There
bit
we go.
higher. So you can see that satin stitch is actually behind and underneath her stitch line right there.
And it really wasn't bulky enough.
We were both kind of like, I don't know about that,
right.
but
it really didn't bulk there at all. It just kind of stitched like it wasn't there. So don't worry about having that in there because you don't have to redo them if you've already done it and you're worried. No worries.
So yeah, it worked out. Looks pretty good. For any of you who have not stopped in yet, when I did put these on, I used my J-foot and I kind of played around with a couple different things to see what I liked. I ended up putting on the actual button tack down stitch, which is in your buttonhole selection of stitches all the way down at the bottom. It looks like a circle with a tab right in the center. And I used my J-foot to hold the felt flag down, which again is done in another hooping. And then put the button down, put the J-foot nice and gentle over top of that because that little tiny button doesn't fit super well.
Right.
And I don't swear while sewing, so I don't do that hand thing because, bad word. Don't do.
That's a bad
That's
four-letter word.
a bad four-letter word.
Yeah.
So I found that to be really easy. Everything stayed right in place. The J-foot kept the felt in place in addition to that tiny little button, and it worked super, super easy.
Yeah.
So
I think the hardest part out of this whole block was cutting the flags out because they were so close
they
together.
were very
and
close
so
together
tiny.
in black thread on black felt, and you're just like, where
Yeah.
do I? So, put your reading glasses on. I
Lots of light.
get your light or whatever it is that you have in your room for good lighting and make sure that you have a really good view. So actually a fairly simple week. Next week, there's not a lot of stitching left to do in the embroidery actual building block aspect. So a little sneak peek, ready real quick. You get to use some of that leather that's in there. Yeah, I know, right? So that is... It's one of my favorite blocks, actually. I just think the bird is very, very cute.
I'm going to just give them a really, really, really quick. I'm going to stand
So
back
real
a
quick,
little bit.
guys, she's going to stand back a little bit. As I said, she is an overachiever.
I don't have the final border on,
But there is your quilt.
Cute.
So all of basically the 4 rows. So as we've talked about through the weeks as they come down, this one is going to be stitched next week. And this was stitched with another set here. And then these were stitched with these guys up here. So you're kind of mixing and matching a little bit, which is why we didn't have everything all sewn together prior to this. But you can see that there's that nice border through the center of each row. So that gives them all nice definition.
For my quilting girls, you're sashing.
Yes. Did I say border?
You did.
I'm sorry. I need some more sleep.
Or more Mountain Dew.
I am down
Are
to
you down?
4 cans in the last week.
Good job.
So I'm trying really hard, but
It's hard to be uncaffeinated.
it is very hard to be uncaffeinated because I don't like coffee either. So this is all just natural high.
I could share some coffee with you.
Ew, no.
I have a stash.
Yes, you have just a little bit. But no, I have tried working at McDonald's in access to an espresso machine. I have tried every form of coffee out there. Don't like any of it. I've tried. Though I do like it in molasses cookies. That's about it.
That's interesting. Lots of sugar.
Not that much as you would think, actually. It's a very strong molasses. Anyway, so we're talking food again. So, I've got a great molasses drop cookie recipe if anybody's interested. It uses
That'll be
coffee.
the next post.
It uses coffee. So I saw my mom's on here. So, yep, it's her recipe from her mom and
So on and so forth.
and so on and so forth. Yes, it's funny. We had a customer come in and bring us molasses cookies. I was like, I love molasses cookies, and they weren't my molasses cookies.
Sometimes you get particular about your cookies.
It's funny how you get so used to something, and then somebody else is so used to their something, and those don't meet all the time.
No,
So,
they do not.
for those of you who have been illegally following my lead in pre-quilting instead of post-quilting, I did, and I don't know how I did it in black thread.
You can see it on
so
the
you
back
can see
really
it on
good.
the back really well. I did a letters stitch. So I literally have envelopes as my quilting through my sashing that is in between those. So I actually went through and I did all of the quilting on those before I stitched them in. So, and that is an adorable stitch. It's under the butterfly menu in the Luminaire, but under custom decorative stitches, but I don't remember what the number was, unfortunately.
And did you use your sewing machine for that, or did
I
you
did.
put them in? So
I
you didn't put them in the
I
embroidery
actually
machine?
sewed them.
Yeah.
And they were almost straight.
It's black on
Even
black.
at 11 o'clock last night, it looks pretty
It
darn good.
looks perfect.
So, so lots of fun, lots of options, some new things. I know that some
Hi,
of you.
Zach.
Well, hey, how you doing? So, lots of fun doing this. I have some people that are like, yeah, I don't really know if I want to make the quilt. You, of course, can make these into pot holders, wall hangings. You can mix and match and take different
Pillows?
pieces.
Bench pillows.
Absolutely. So you
These
can mix
rows
and
would be
match.
perfect for that.
Absolutely can just take. I mean, this is almost the right size just by itself. If I put a border just on this, it would be a great bench pillow. So if we've also heard it's not going to be very big, is it? It's not. It's more of a wall hanging. Literally a lap size quilt. So it's not going to be a huge piece. You can always add fabric borders if you would like, or you could completely take it out of the box and use it completely differently than
Right.
It was originally planned for.
Well, and I know that you might have a stash of Kimberbell fabrics, and if you don't, we might happen to have a very
Just the thing for
to
you.
But nothing says that you have to just do this amount. You could, quilts. They, if you want to make this bigger, I mean, you
Make
would
more.
need more than one of those post office box for you. I mean, there
how many are in your
Right?
town, right?
There might be a lot less soon.
That's a good point.
So you should make a lot now because maybe our kids won't know what they are.
That is a very good point as well. That whole typewriter thing, they're like, yeah, what's up with that? So,
Yeah.
gotta love
kind of
them.
crazy.
Gotta love them. As far as backing fabric goes, we have ordered the extra red polka dot. I've also ordered the red with these small polka dots, which some of you had pre-ordered when we had our fabric sale end of July. So I do have that supposedly shipped. And I keep waiting for it to walk in the door. So literally in the next couple of days, if you did pre-order your small polka dot backing fabric, we should have that literally hopefully in the next couple of days. We'll let you know as soon as that. Yeah, I kind of thought it was going to be here yesterday, but
Hopefully we'll be able to hold it up on next week's post.
But quite frankly, if you are using this as a just a wall hanging or any of those things that are not a quilt that's going to be out on your couch or anything like that, you can literally, hey Holly, you can literally use any backing fabric. There's lots of basics in here. So if you happen to have a stash, I believe it's 1.5 yards is all that you need for this. So that's not too hard to come by, at least not in my stash.
I mean, you could piece the back together too.
You could absolutely.
I mean, there's a lot of fabric left over from making this that if you wanted to get creative, you could certainly put some strip pieces. I won't be doing that, just in case anybody is wondering. I prefer once I'm done with the top,
piece.
one
I'm
piece.
done quilting, right? That's it.
Right. That's right.
So,
but you could definitely do that.
though maybe if you have sew chefs at home, you could have them do it.
Yeah,
I don't
think
have
Dave's
anyone I
into
would
that.
trust. Hayden would do it for me though, right? He's like, no.
I think he's like, I'm over you
He's
guys.
like, nope, you're not cute anymore. That's over. So anyways, we do have backing fabric literally has shipped, and we're just waiting for it to.
And or lots of other
or
choices.
lots of other things if you would
red
prefer
polka dot
something. Yeah, maybe you
isn't
don't
your
like
thing.
red, so that's all good. There's lots of other, I much prefer the teal colors personally.
And
so
the binding is this white and black.
it is the
so
actual
it's-
plaid.
It's the plaid.
Yeah.
So that's your binding.
It's going to go with anything. So
Right.
you could literally pick and choose whatever it is that you like. So don't steal my blood.
I know she thinks I'm like,
She's going to take
I'm
it
not
home.
gonna
That
take-
happened to her once, and she blamed other people. This time it would have been her fault.
I don't have to blame other people.
All right, so someone actually did that to her. But anyways, so we've got couple little surprises for you. So
Yes.
this actually did just come in, and we have a special for you guys, and you guys only. So I am using Ultrasoft to answer your question, Holly, and then I'll get back to my previous comment. So in mine, I have No Show Mesh and Ultrasoft as what I am using. Sarah is using
I'm using
Easy T, right?
Easy T, and then just the tearaway stabilizer because I will be quilting mine after.
After the fact.
I'm really excited to have those extra quilting designs.
Yep, they're already on mine. I beat you.
Yeah, she
So,
did.
see, that's what you get for taking Mondays off.
I know, right? Did it just come in Monday?
Uh-huh.
I was like thinking.
I am not exaggerating, there was a stack, and it was as tall as me of boxes yesterday at the front door. I was here until 6:45 last night unboxing everything because I was like, these can't stay here. They got to go somewhere else. There was a few fun things in there, like maybe some luminaire upgrades.
Yeah.
So as you guys are aware, we've been really busy around here, which is awesome, but I haven't gotten a chance to call you. So if you have prepaid for one of those luminaire upgrades, I did not get any of the hoops in yet. We're still waiting on those, but we did get a few of the upgrades in. So you can look for a phone call from us, hopefully today, if not tomorrow, and or you can call yourself and say, hey, am I on that first section of the list, because we're basically going in the order that they were paid for. So if you put a deposit and then paid for it in full, you will get yours first, so on and so forth. That was my commercial break. So back to what we were actually talking about. So this is really exciting. We are all really, really in love with all of these Kimberbell products. This is all of the Kimberbell Basics. So if you read the side, it says Kimberbell Basics. There are 92. Are
you ready?
Ready? And turn fat quarters. So this is literally every basic that is in the line. You get a fat quarter of each one of those. The normal retail on this is $319, I believe, is the MSRP on that. For you ladies, and only the ladies that are in this quilt session. So if we've got some other people listening in, give us a call. Maybe we'll make you a different deal. But for you ladies who are actually making this quilt,
we have a deal for you.
We have a deal for you. So here is what it is.
Today only.
No, this week only. Okay, so by the end of this week, you have to give us a call if you want one of these. And you get the discounted price of
$250
for 92
Kimberbell.
All of the basics, literally everything. So you can fill your stash up in one shebang. We just have the one in stock. So this is going to be hi, I want one. Here's my money. We're going to order it for you. So that is a special for you. After this week, we're going to sell them at $299. So that will be the normal price. You guys are getting a $50 discount because you are in the Love Notes. What is this game? Trial
mystery,
whatever this is,
because
you're in it with us. So
you're putting up with us every week.
Right? You're putting up with us. So I hear we may be mildly entertaining. I don't get it, but okay. So that is surprise number one. Surprise number two is for your completion of this quilt. So I know some of you haven't started yet, and that's certainly okay. We are actually going to give you an additional whole month to finish everything before this special will come out. So for, again, all of you ladies that are doing the Love Notes quilt, you will receive an email with a coupon in there that it is a completion coupon. So when you finish the top, it does not have to be quilted and bound, okay, but the actual top. So with the red border around the outside, all of that done.
Yep.
You're going to get the opportunity to come in, show us your work, because we want to see what you guys are doing. And then you can use that coupon towards Kimberbell product. So that will be literally for all of September.
So you will receive that Kimberbell coupon in your email. And it will come to everybody who is participating in the Love Notes. And then in order for that coupon to work, you will have to bring the coupon.
So
and
print it out,
yep. And your finished top. So it doesn't have to be quilted and bound, just the top. The layers, the rows have to be together. Your sashing, your border has to be on, and you have until the last day of September,
which is the 30th.
The 30th.
For those of you who have to count knuckles, that would be the 30th.
The 30th, yes.
So yes. So what the coupon will be is a mystery, because this is a mystery quilt, and to be 100% honest, we haven't decided on what it is yet. So, but you will get that very soon. It will come to you by next week. So once you have the ability to actually finish that, because you have all the directions, we will have that email coupon out to you, and you can come on in, show us all your work, because we really would love to see what you guys have been doing.
Yes.
So those are our big surprises. Not a whole lot of tips really necessary this week, because it was a pretty straightforward. The only thing really to look out for is those zipper ends. That's really the hardest thing.
And maybe the zipper pull. I know we have special machines that are pretty good about how they move to each position, but not every brand of machine
so make sure that your pull is out of the way, so that your foot doesn't get caught
and or maybe tape it down so if the foot does glaze over it, it doesn't actually
get caught.
Catch it and pop that all out of your
very
hoop.
Good point. So I feel like I'm behind, so I have to go home and sew.
I'm so sorry. I wasn't my goal. I felt really bad for being behind last week.
No,
definitely
I did
slacking.
get those quilts. It'll go together super fast for me. I just need to actually get there.
Yeah,
and,
you're almost done.
So I will probably do the outside border in my hoop instead of sewing because it's a longer piece.
Yeah.
All of
And
that,
you've
so.
got all those new...
I do. I have new stuff. I can't wait to use it.
We don't really plug the stuff, the machines in this, but there are some really cool new features in the upgrade. If you are a Solaris or a Luminaire customer, if you haven't already upgraded to Kit 1, you should.
Yep.
Because that was a game changer, right? When they
that
changed
border,
that border.
the border and sashing function is just... It's unbelievably, it is so easy to use.
It is.
And it literally does all the work for you. So all of you have been fighting to quilt all of those different pieces and figuring out the measurements and what pattern will fit here and there and all of that. You don't have to do that anymore. That will literally do it all for you. And they have added new stitch types and multiple color stitching for your borders. It's just really cool.
And new
hexagon.
And new quilting designs.
Yes, 6 more. I really like the little doodle with the bubbles.
I'm so behind. I don't have the 6 new done either. Man, I'm slacking.
Yeah, she tried breaking the machine just so that you guys all know it was her. I found pieces of your needle yesterday.
I told you.
So Beth, that was her fault.
It was my fault. It was. I was trying to, the hurrier you go, the further behind you get. So
she gets here at 7, usually 7:30 or whatever. Yeah. And then I get here between 9 and 9:30 and then I stay later and she goes home earlier. Well, I get here that morning and it was just after we had gotten our first Luminaire 2 here. And it's really happy I'm waving my hands. I'm getting a well done on my watch. So go me, I'm waving my hands around. And I'm Italian. I talk with my hands. So I get here and she's like, so I'm not supposed to sew today. And I'm like, what? And she's like, I already broke it. I'm like, you broke what? She's like, the new machine. And I was like, oh, that's not good. What happened? So
2 needles right away.
Ka-chunk, ka-chunk.
And I sewed into the hoop.
Into the hoop. Yep. So there's a dent in our hoop too. So it's all her. It's not me.
I always tell people when I tell them, look, if I can't break it, you're good. Trust me. I'm not.
That is so true. You just don't even
I'm not
understand
lying.
it. There's this term. It's called Sarah-proof. It's a thing. If we give it to Sarah and it comes out whole on the other end, we know it's good to go.
It's good product.
It is good product. It is good to go.
Yep.
And fortunately, hubby's here. Fortunately, we didn't break the machine. We just broke needles.
Just a couple needles.
Just a couple of needles, which I found pieces of yesterday.
Later. Yeah, that was
yesterday, and we're talking weeks ago.
Right.
That was the beginning of August.
Right.
Crazy.
Well,
but it was
middle.
literally. It was a middle section. It wasn't even the point. It was literally a middle section, and it was under the black bobbin case, so it was in the silver race. And I'm like, that's not supposed to be there. Tweezered it out.
Thanks, Sarah.
I was like, she tried to break it, but it didn't work. So fortunately, it's all still working. So congratulations to those of you who have been sewing. I hope if you have not started yet, it's not because you didn't like what you saw. If you need any help, you can just give us a call and we are more than happy to help you out, answer any questions that you do have. And we are absolutely loving what this is looking like. And I can't tell you how tickled pink I was to find a literally envelope stitch to do the quilting.
I really hope they do this again. This has been so much fun.
It has really been neat. And there are some different techniques. I do hope if they do it again, they throw in some fringe and some different stuff because that would be fun. That's one of my favorite things about the actual quilts that they have, like the Make Yourself at Home in the Vintage Boardwalk, is there's so many different techniques. You get to do so many different things.
It's like Stitcher's Garden, all on the embroidery machine.
Exactly. Yep. And it's probably about the same cost. So it doesn't matter whether you're a sewer or whether you're an embroiderer. We still have expensive projects for you to do. So So anyway, lots of fun. Again, if you call us and tell us you want that fat quarter bundle, that is $92. So all of the Kimberbell Basics. So basics means, you know, not the vintage boardwalk prints and those kind, the basics that are always in the line. You get one of each of those. And this week only for just you ladies, it is $250. After this week, it will go back up to the $299. I do hope to keep one in the store. So after this week, we'll have one here. We're not going to have stacks of them. They take up too much room to store. And it's funny how much we filled this store.
It didn't take long, did it?
It really didn't. At least we don't have to pay the bills.
Sure.
Yep. So there you go. Gene said he wasn't watching these, right?
Right.
So we're good. So we've got that, and then you guys can look for your completion coupon, and that will be coming towards the end of this week. If you asked for your pieces to be mailed, I believe there's 5, maybe 6 now? People that have asked for us to mail those things. They have already gone out. I hope that you've at least gotten your week 2s. I know that the mail has been superiorly slow, and I'm very sorry to hear that. Unfortunately, we don't have any control. Once I put it in the mailbox, it's kind of like I don't want to put it in there because
I just got something in the mail from North Carolina it took 6 weeks.
Yeah, I had to make phone calls this morning. I had a government letter come in the mail for my daughter, and it was for a phone appointment the previous day. It literally came after the appointment actually was. I got it in the mail afterwards, so of course
I mean, you have one job, right? One job.
But one. Just one. Unfortunately, here our one is 20 million.
Yes,
but,
we have more than
but
one.
we love every single one of those. We just hope we can get them all done.
Yes,
so
we're trying.
We really are, and we enjoy hearing about all of your successes and seeing how you guys are doing things and all of that funness. So give us a buzz. Let us know how we can help. If you have any questions, please let us know. And I don't have anything else. Do you have anything else?
No, I think that about does it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that means we are all done for the day. So thanks again for checking in. If you have any questions.
Can't see over there.
There's a hand over.
Bye.
Take care. You guys have a great week.
See you next